So today, Turbo Steve came over, had a nice visit. We relived the glory days of the A-Team a little bit, told some good stories, and he had a 40-year-old tire for a turbo bike that he had sold a tire to a guy in Pennsylvania that was his friend. So we wanted to try to take the tire off without damaging it all and without damaging the rims, which are collector items too. And we talked a lot about a lot of things, including how unusual some of things people collect are. And it was an interesting conversation. But the biggest thing, and I really have to tell you, this was the most difficult tire I have ever had to take off a rim in my life. It was on there for 40 years, and it was pretty well glued on with, and it had a tube. Quite an adventure today, quite an adventure. Now, because we got to ride yesterday, I cleaned the bike, of course, as soon as I get home. And boy, that tires were salty, everything was salty. But what I'm going to do, I'm waiting for Turbo Steve to get here. Turbo Steve's bringing an antique tire. This is a 40-year-old tire he sold on eBay. So, I'm impressed. I got a lot of 40-year-old tires he can sell on eBay too. Anyway, and the thing is, I have become aware in the last, and thank you to the person that made me aware of this, that we have people that collect things that I was not aware people collect them. And a good example is that Yoshimura badge. How do I know? I don't collect them. If you don't collect something, you don't know the other person collects it. Now, and this is really funny, just to start the day off on a positive note while I'm cleaning. I went to videotape many years ago a guy's model railroad down in South Jersey. After doing the job for him and hanging out, having a cup of coffee, the guy says, "Do you really want to see what my life's about?" "Yeah, sure, let me see. What are you, cool guy?" Guy was very, very personable, had a nice wife, was very nice, made us coffee. He goes out to the garage, he unlocks about 10 padlocks. We get into this and he looks around, makes sure nobody's looking, opens the garage door, he looks in, turns the lights on, and it was all the walls of the garage, no car in there. Every wall was covered with oil cans from the first day they ever invented oil, I guess. And I was thinking, I had no idea people collect oil cans. I'm so out of touch with reality. Now I know about antiques, and of course we have an antique house. I had no idea about that Yoshimura badge, and when Turbo Steve told me he has a 40-year-old tire and he was able to sell it to somebody, they're going to put it on their collector bike, I was blown away. So while I'm waiting for him to get here, I want to get up underneath this and get all the salt off. I just hate having a dirty bike. How funny is this? Yesterday was a riding day. The day before that it snowed. Today it's pouring rain, and it's supposed to turn to snow at lunchtime. So we get snow, ride, snow, ride. Unbelievable. Now in the past, when the roads were snowy, and then of course they salt them, and where I ride they over salt them. Wish I could go around with a bucket and pick up that salt and sell it for something. I would always ride this bike because it's got a full fairing and nothing gets up by the engine at all. And it's real easy to clean it. I've even steam cleaned it when it was really bad. But the MT-09 has a couple of bad features. When it's salty, there's places you got to get to with a stick and a rod and everything. And my poor pipes, I spent so long cleaning those pipes yesterday, I'm going to give them another once over. I don't like the worst thing to do is let a bike sit with salt all over it. And a lot of times you don't even notice it. In this case, you could probably write your name in this. When I wiped it down, I said, "Oh my God, that's dust or whatever it is." It was terrible. But the bottom line is, I got a nice ride. And it does seem like the bikes with the full fairings are easier to clean at the end of a salty ride. Anyway, I got to clean this up and then Turbo Steve should be here. Now, while I was waiting for Turbo Steve to get here, and keep in mind, Turbo Steve is a really good friend. He helped me with many things around the house, including putting in the microwave oven, the day we loaded the stuff for the pod, and I'm always happy to do somebody from the A-Team, or actually any friend, a little mitzvah like getting this tire off. But I knew I would have to clean the salt off this. Now, I did a lick and a promise as soon as I got home the other day, but today it was bothering me that there was still salt up underneath and at the pipes. I spent so much time polishing this, and of course the back wheel. It's always good if you're going to go out in the salt to have extra spray wax on the bike. There's just no substitute. Just makes cleaning it easier, and clean microfibers. Not using a microfiber that you just used with grit and dirt and grease all over it. I wash my microfibers on a regular basis. Now in this case, up on the, nobody is really going to see this, so be realistic. I see it though. When I clean the bike and I spend a lot of time like this, on my beautiful carpeted floor. Thank you, Luciano, and the girls across the street donated these rugs. But it's the way I've been used to cleaning and maintaining things. Even when I was a kid with a bicycle, I loved to get out and clean it and have the cleanest bike when we went to school. And you know, and it boils down to this: if you don't have expensive stuff, or you don't have Ferraris and Lamborghinis, you can at least have the cleanest stuff. And in my case, I do enjoy, big time, I really enjoy having a super clean bike.
Get up off the
Hey,
ground.
hey, you're here to help.
Get yourself a look.
I'm the government and I'm here to help. What do you got there?
Looks like a tire.
That the one, that 40-year-old one you scammed
Yeah.
the guy into buying?
No,
Wow.
he begged me to
He
get
begged you. I got a lot of old junk up in the rafters. What else does he want?
You got any turbo tires?
No,
There you go.
no.
He's a turbo guy.
I'm a non-turbo guy. Now, is that the same rim that I have on my? It looks like a 750 rim.
That's a 16-inch wheel.
Yeah, that's what mine is, 16. Okay. So that may be a rare collectible tire. And is it the whole thing? This has never been on a road, right?
I don't think it's ever touched pavement.
Wow. All right, let's bring it downstairs and see how good you are at changing tires. Now, how could it be that it was snowing, I got a ride in, and now it's snowing again today? Did you ride yesterday?
No.
So does this have a made-by date on it? Yeah, it does. What year? It's a Michelin, too. Oh, my God. This really is worth money. Where's the date? I don't have my glasses on.
Here?
Where's the... No, that's a serial number.
Here.
No, flip it over. Flip it over so we can see the date. Before we... don't get my towels dirty.
This is a made in France Michelin.
Wow.
I think now they're made
That was
in
before World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, I want to see the date that they made it. Maybe they didn't even put dates on at this point in time. 40 years ago?
I don't know.
Now, this is from a Suzuki Turbo.
83.
No, there's no date. Wow. I didn't know they didn't put dates on them. See, if you were making a custom wheel, you know the pain in the ass it is to grind all this stuff off? Oh, making me sick.
Well,
Okay.
I like it. It says Suzuki on it.
Yeah, of course. So as we're letting the air out of the tire, I mentioned to Steve, this might be 1973 air we're letting out. Maybe, yeah, it has the smell of marijuana. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe Cheech and Chong mounted this tire.
Getting a little buzz.
Yeah. Well, one thing, when you're an expert tire changer, money is no object here. How long? That's been on there 40 years probably. Never fear when you're dealing with professionals. Boy, I love being a professional. Someday. The only tire I ever took off that was worse was the one for Bob Navola, where it was on for 100 years too. Holy mackerel, is that a...
Can I call you back?
I won't even...
Okay.
Whew. Success came at a price. Oh my God.
40-year-old Michelin.
40-year-old tire. Worth thousands on the internet.
It's the last one made in France.
Woo, that is the last one.
Never touched asphalt.
Never touched by human hands or a road. Let's go outside and roll it on the ground so it has no value. So the motto of the day, if you have any 40-year-old tires, look on eBay. There is somebody collecting them and they're worth money. Turbo Steve is going to upgrade all his tires now with 40-year-old tires. So as we leave, you can see the day has gone downhill in a hurry. And we will not be doing any more riding today or removing tires or tubes. This will be a very short day. I think I'll go to the computer and find something from a hot summer day that was a lot more fun. Was this the worst tire you ever took off? Yes.
That's the worst you took off.
No, the one with Bob Navola was even worse. Holy crap. This one is bad. Holy mackerel, yeah, throw that in there. I got to go to ShopRite with the boss. We have to eat. Yeah. When you run a bed and breakfast, it's all about going to ShopRite. So I'm going to put something on the end of this that'll make you feel like it's a warm summer day, because this day is shot. We have bed and breakfast issues, snow plowing issues. Oh my God, did this day go down a hill in a hurry. Getting that tire off, that was the worst tire I've ever taken off, except for Bob Navola's, the one we did. Oh my God, Bobby, rest in peace, we love you. So all that's left now is to count our losses, go have a cup of coffee. I do want to make a plan for tomorrow. I was able to get a rubber bushing that fit perfectly in the radar detector, and that worked out great. I've got the screening for that project. I've got the tin for the project with the seat. I've got the spare windshield to make yet another windshield if we decide to do that. And we'll find somebody on the internet that wants that, and we'll sell it to them. But anyway, this was quite one of those days where you never know how the day's going to play out, and it played out pretty well today. And some of the great summer memories Turbo Steve and I have. We went to this KTM demo at Motorcycle Mall. We both got to ride the bikes, and I remember it being a warm, nice summer day. We went for a test ride, then we went for another ride. This was a lot of fun. And they have these demo days at Motorcycle Mall many times. Always a lot of fun to go down there, and of course they're free. Now, because I have just basically thousands of pictures and video on my computer, on a day like today, it's snowing, it's crappy out, and I can go back and just kind of relive some of the glory days, the fun days we had. And this is a particularly nice one, and I'm going to put some outtakes on this from a day that Turbo Steve came over, and we had basically what we always did on the A-Team. We just got together and had a great time, lying about what great people we are and great things that we've done in the world of motorcycling. So some of the pictures, and somewhere on this I'll let Turbo Steve do the talking, but I wanted to just mention this is a rare collectible bike. I don't know how many he's got. He's got other turbos, of course, but because he's involved with the turbo, he has his own little group of friends, like a little, I don't know, call it a website or whatever, the people that collect and buy and sell these turbo things. And that 40-year-old tire we did today, there is somebody that collects that stuff, so it's hard not to like it. And people collect oil cans, and in my case, I collect old trains. Who knows, you know? I'd like to be collecting $1,000 bills, but Luciano just won't print any for me. Anyway, I love having these old pictures because as we get older and older, going back and reliving some of these fun times is wonderful. And for all the years we had the A-Team and all the years we did things together, and Mark Morgan and Glenn and, God, Bob Navola, everybody. And this is another great little memory that I have of the days we had with Turbo Steve. When first off, this bike is a very creative bike he made. He calls it the Visione. Very unique bike. I'm sure there aren't a lot of other ones around, but kind of a cafe bike. We had painted some parts, triple trees, I don't remember what. And when we came to do the seat, he made the seat from scratch, similar to the seat I made for the RD from scratch. And I mean, we went crazy. I'm looking at this picture and my hands are hurting from sanding this seat. It had so many issues with fisheyes. We went and bought products at Gavin's. We showed it to Gavin. I don't remember what we did. We went crazy trying to, no matter what you did, there were fisheyes in the paint. It was unbelievable. And then one day they just went away. I don't know where they went. Maybe they went to Luciano's house. So what we did, when he got the bike all put together, and he had this tank custom made, the first one leaked or whatever, then he had the guy make him another one. That's a handmade tank. This is not a little simple thing of go buy some stickers and put them on your bike. Anyway, very creative, and Steve, of course, very passionate about all motorcycling. He actually is the one that Luciano's H1 came from Turbo Steve. It was in his backyard being used for a planter or something for a long time before Luciano finally restored it. But anyway, look, long story short here, we went down to do a photo shoot, and I wasn't sure they were going to let us in this certain part down here. And Turbo Steve talked them into letting us use it, and we did get to have a nice photo shoot. And Turbo Steve, of course, is a good photographer too, and he had some tricky camera, if I remember. We tried to shoot some tricky pictures, but I'm not sure it ever worked out. I don't remember that. But these are the videos, these are the great memories you have for a snowy day when you pretty much can't go riding. You always have the memories. So it won't be long and we will be riding again. Oh my God, I can't wait. Having a ride yesterday and testing that radar detector mount worked absolutely perfectly. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos I've posted, and some of them I know are interesting. Some are just fun to watch. We try to do everything. Try to be informative, entertaining, and do a lot of stuff, share the life that we have and the life we have with the A-Team. Like a day like today, a snowy day, we wound up doing that tire. But most of all, we enjoyed the great memories that we all have in motorcycling. And we post up a new video almost every day. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.